top of this list? How are we not all getting whacked? How am I not getting whacked right now for even talking about it?
Well, I think you're so wrong. There's zero chance Trump is on the list, like in any important way.
Well, something is going on with the list and Trump that is weird, and I can't, I'm willing to say he's
getting info that they told him he was on the list.
I'm willing to say he might be on the list at this point because it's very odd the way he's behaving.
I'm willing to say he might be on the list, but I'm not willing to say he's definitely on the list. And I think it's interesting that you say definitely.
What's going on with Trump? It's very that I put money on. Is that he spent a lot of time talking about this list that they were going to release, and then he found out that there was no list, quote unquote list.
I mean, listen. Here's the thing. Let me say it like this: the Epstein thing is it's becoming such a can of worms, and you can see how the sausage is made on these conspiracies. Here's my take on the Epstein list. I think that the list is is just a term we're using for evidence of elites engaging in pedophilia. That's the term we're using. We're using the list, but what we really mean is evidence.
Yeah, good distinction.
Okay, and so there is evidence. It does exist, but I'm not sure it's
it might not be in
the
form of a list.
I also don't think the FBI has access to it.
So that's my point. Because if you look at what they've been doing with Ghislaine this week, he handed over apparently a list of 200 or 500 people that have been involved. They're literally trying to manufacture the list.
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then it's gonna be case closed. Here's the list. We've provided it, but we're never gonna get evidence of built-in fucking as child.
She makes the list, leaves Trump out. He pardons her.
That's pretty much how it goes. You're right.
Well, also there already is a Ghislaine list, which is there is a address book or whatever with certain names circled and stuff like that. And so she just writes.
She knows it was coming and going.
Of those names that already have a lot of them have been redacted from other things that have been released, etc. But there's a list that she can just say these are the ones that are actually the criminals.
Yeah, that was a flight log.
There's a flight log also, yeah.
They're gonna say what's gonna happen is Ghislaine's gonna get a pardon. She's not gonna mention Trump, and they're gonna sacrifice some lesser people on the list.
I don't think Trump is on it. I don't think that it's even interesting to think he is.
Did you see when Epstein is in the room and they're interrogating him?
Well, do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think, Jensen, that there's a possibility, based on Trump's statements about this being a manufactured hoax, blah blah blah, that the Dems booby-trapped the list or whatever they had, and they put Trump's name in there a bunch of times, knowing he wouldn't release it?
No, I think what happened is the Democrats weaponized government. They used the incredibly salacious nature of the accusations to get people to be put into prison by basically getting judges to allow them to run an operation where they got to present evidence that wasn't evidence against people like Ghislaine, and that is how they got where they got.
Yeah, I believe that.
That's what we watched them do it to Trump for 4 years. All you have to do is get a corrupt judge in New York, and you can run whatever kind of trial you want.
Okay, so can I be honest? I'll try to be brief. Are you familiar with the Anunnaki? The concept of the Anunnaki?
We are.
Okay, but for me, I feel just let me see here. I'm gonna be brief.
All right.
I feel like saying they're all pedophiles is similar to saying they're all Anunnaki lizard people. And I guess I feel like it would be more logical to conclude they're all just self-centered, manipulative, money-hungry douchebags. They're just human nature.
No, listen, I'm not saying I see what you're saying, and I'm not saying that they're all pedophiles. What I said, my claim was, they need blackmail on you before you ascend to a high rung of power. And I think it's the same way